Hi guys. In the span of next 2 hours, we are going to see the add-on modules of Fedena. So the add-on modules are the extra functionalities that we have in Fedena, and that is besides the core modules of Fedena. So let's start by looking at the dashboard of the admin, for that matter for any user. So this is a dashlet based dashboard. That means the boxes that you see here, each one of this is known as a dashlet. You can manage the dashlets from here. And this is coming because you have enabled the data palette plugin of Fedena. So that is one of the plugins of Fedena. The second plugin that we're going to see is in general settings. So here, you're going to see this theme. So that is the color that you see here. And this theme and font is coming because you have enabled the theme plugin of Fedena. So here you can select from the colors. So all these are the colors, and as in when you choose, this color will get changed. So this is about the theme, and similarly you can do that for the font. And then the third plugin that we're going to see is Moodle. So when you have enabled Moodle plugin from the admin panel, here you have to write the installation path of the server where Moodle is installed. Once you have done that successfully, whenever you add a student in Fedena, that student will automatically get added to Moodle. So that is the use of this Moodle plugin. And after the Moodle plugin, we are going to see the gallery plugin of Fedena. So to go to gallery plugin, you have to go to collaboration, and here we will see this gallery. So anyone who is administrator or is having gallery admin privilege will be able to add photos in Fedena. And to add a photo, first thing is to create a category. So I'll just show you. You have to give a name of the category, and this is how the category will get created, like Teachers' Day, like Independence Day, like Christmas celebration. So these are the categories that I've created, and each category you can add a photo. And other users in the sense that the students or the employees will only be able to view the gallery. They cannot add photos unless the employee has gallery admin privilege. So that is about the gallery plugin. Then we have OAuth plugin. So when you enable OAuth plugin from your admin panel, this is what you will get here. Sign in using your Google account. So you can even sign in using the Google account using your Gmail ID in Fedena. So it'll redirect you. It'll ask you about the username and password of Gmail. And once it validates, it's going to log in. So that is the OAuth plugin in Fedena. Let me log in back to the dashboard. Then you have the OAuth 2 provider plugin. So that is a plugin. When you enable it from the admin panel, you have to go to settings, and you will see this manage clients option that will appear because of that plugin. OAuth 2 provider is the name of the plugin. And the use of this plugin is that you can add applications, you can add softwares that are going to access Fedena data. So for that software to be able to access Fedena data, you need to authenticate or sort of register it in Fedena. So that is what I've done here. So I'll show you how I've added the software. So you need to give the name of the software or the application, the link where it is installed, and is it verified by Fedena or not. So once you do that, you will get this created like this. And when you click on the name of the software, you will see client ID and secret. So this is actually what is going to be used by the third-party application that is going to read Fedena data. So this is used to access Fedena data. So this is about the OAuth 2 provider. I'll tell you one use of it. It is used when you want to track attendance in Fedena. Just an example. So you have a software that is going to read the attendance of the students and give you some report based on that. So that is a third-party software that you have. So you can register that software here in Manage Client, and you can have this ID and secret generated for it. And that software is going to use this ID and secret to be able to access the student attendance. So that is about Manage Clients. And after that, we are going to see App Frame, which is quite related to this. App Frame plugin, when you enable, you're going to see this tab appearing, which is Apps. And you can click on this Manage Apps. When you click on this Manage Apps, you can create a new app. Now what we are doing here is the example that I gave you for attendance of the student. Now let's say you want to make it available inside Fedena. So you want the interface of that software inside Fedena. So you can give some name here. I'll just show you for the one that I've created already. So you'll have here the name. You'll have here the URL which you want to show in Fedena as first page. You'll have here the name of the client. That is what we just created in Manage Clients. And who all should be able to access this app or the software inside Fedena. So once you've done that, you will see that this option is going to come here as ABC. You can see that is the name that I gave here. So it will be coming. Apps and ABC. So I have attached actually a Wikipedia link here, so it will be opening up. But actually, it will be your software that will be coming here. That is already authenticated by Fedena. So this is how you can have third-party applications working in Fedena. And after that, I'm going to tell you about Big Blue Button, which is another plugin that you're going to find in your admin panel. So you have to go to Collaboration, and it is going to appear with this name, Collaborate. So when you click on it, you have to add a server. Adding a server means now you have to first register with Big Blue Button, and they're going to give you a name, a URL, and a SALT ID. So once you do that, you can go to creating a meeting. So that server will first appear here. You can go to online meeting. You can create a new meeting here. So this is used for video conferencing using Fedena. Creating a meeting, you can give the name of the meeting. That server that you just added will appear here. And for whom is that meeting applicable? So you can select the users. You can select if it is applicable to student as well. You can select the students and what is the date and the time. So you can change it from here. So this is how you create video conferencing meeting in Fedena. So this is about Big Blue Button. So after this, I'm going to tell you about the Pay plugin of Fedena. So Pay plugin is used when you want the students or the parents of the students to be able to pay fees online instead of coming to the administration to be able to pay. So for that Pay plugin, we have to go to Administration and we have to go to Online Payment. So the first thing is the admin has to do the settings so that the students or the parents can actually pay. So I'll just show you the settings here. So it says, for what all do you want to enable online payment? So is it for student fee, applicant registration, which is another plugin I'm going to tell you about. Hostel and transport fee are again plugins that I'm going to deal with in this webinar. So it means that you want to use PayPal as a gateway for online payment for student fee and applicant registration in this case. Now, this PayPal ID that you see here, you're going to get it from the PayPal site itself. So you'll have to register there. And similarly for authorize.net, which is going to give you some extra information about merchant ID and transaction password. So this is how the admin can do the settings, and once the settings are done, he can even view the transactions that have happened using the PayPal ID or the authorize.net ID. So this is about the online payment and how it can be configured. And once this is configured, the user can actually log in. I'll just show you that. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to log in as a student, and I'll show you how the interface will appear for that student. So I'm logging in as a student. And once I log in, I'll have to go to the profile of the student, and under fees, I'll be able to see that some amount of fees is unpaid for the student. And I'll be able to pay that fees online because I've enabled the online payment for the student. So here under the profile, I'll have to go to more and fees, and you will see that a part of fees is unpaid. So I can click on it, and it'll give, as a student, it'll give an option to pay fees. And the same will be appearing for the parent also, because the parent has the same view as of the student. So when I click on it, I'm going to get the full particular list, and I'll get the amount that I have to pay. And I'll get a button here, pay fees, and I'll be able to pay fees online. So here you can see this pay fee link is coming. When I click on it, it is going to redirect me to the PayPal site. You can see here. It is going to open that page, and I can pay online as well. So this is about paying online. So let me log in back as an admin. Okay, so this was about the pay plugin. Now let's see the next plugin, which is the blog. So I'll go to collaboration, and I'll go to blog. So blogging is not applicable for the admin, but admin can view the blogs here. So what I'll do is I'm going to log out and log in as an employee or any student, because employee and student can only participate in blogging. So I've logged in as this employee, and I'll go to collaboration, and I'll see blog there. And now I can create a blog. So first I have to create a blog for myself. So this is like a unique name that I'm giving to identify that it is my blog. So I'll be creating by the name of the employee itself. So once I do that, I'll be able to create posts in the blog. And I can save it as a draft and publish later on, or I can publish it here as well. So once I do that, I can even unpublish it at any later point of time. And all the other users, students or the other employees, will be able to view the blogs like this. They can click on it, they can mark it favorite, So they can click on it and they'll be able to comment on it or mark it favorite from here. So this is about blogging. The next thing we're going to see is assignment. Again, assignment, you will only find assignment plugin in employees and students. It will not be applicable for the admin. So I've already logged in as employee. To reach assignment, I have to go to academics and assignment from here. And the subject that the employee is associated with is going to appear here. It means that this employee, I might have associated this employee with the subject and in this patch. So it is going to appear like this. And here you have to create a new assignment. It will be blank for you for the first time. So let me create a new assignment, give it a name assignment 2. And for what subject you are creating, you have to select here who all will be doing that assignment from this patch. You can select here. And what is the content? You can select here, or if the content is in form of a file, you can upload that file here as well. What is the due date of this assignment can be selected and it can be created. So this assignment is created successfully, and then I can log in as one of the students. So let me just show you that. And that assignment should be appearing for that student. So you can see this is the assignment that I just created. And I can answer this assignment as a student. Again, I can give some title, some content, and I can even choose a file in the form of answer. So once I've submitted it, the employee will be able to see, will be able to accept the answer. So let me again log in as an employee. So I'm going to go to academics and assignment, and I'm going to select the subject. When I click on it, I'll be getting who all I have assigned, who all have answered. So when I click on this, you can see it is showing like this. And when I click on this, it is going to say whether you want to accept or reject the answer. When I accept it, the student will no longer be able to edit the assignment that he's already submitted. So if I log in as a student back, I'll not be able to edit it. It'll show me an option that your answer is already accepted. So after this, we are going to see the discipline plugin in Fedena. So let me log in back as an admin. So to go to discipline, we have to go to academics and here discipline. So I'll just show you what is the meaning of discipline by opening one of the discipline's complaints that I've created. So discipline would mean that when there is a student who wants to complain against another student, and one of the employees would be taking a decision based on the comments that the students are going to put in Fedena. So the student who is complaining has to come to the admin to be able to lodge the complaint here. So complaint number will be automatically appearing. You need to give the title, the description, what is the decision date of this discipline. Complaint by would be the student. Complaint against would be another student. And it can be more than one student as well. Jury would be the person who will be taking decision on this discipline action. And responsible officers can comment on the other comments. So let me show you what this means. So here you can see this is how it is going to appear for all the other users. So for user 10, user 14, E1 and E7, this is how the screen will appear. And you can see there are a few comments. The comments are added like this. So they are writing they're writing the details about the discipline here. And as a jury or as an admin, because I've logged in as an admin, it is giving me an option to close. So even employee or the admin can close this decision. So what is the verdict, the comments, the description of that verdict, and who all are convicted. So you can close that discipline from here. So this is about the discipline plugin in Fedena. After that, we are going to see the data management plugin. So I'm going to go to data and reports and data management. So here, it is actually like keeping records of the assets that you have in the institution. For example, I'll just show you the one that I have, computer lab. So it is just telling that it is a record keeping management system. Here where I'm saying that employee E1 is associated with computer name this. So if I have a computer lab and I want such records, I can create it. For that, what I've done is I've added a category which I've named computer lab by going here. So I've given it a name computer lab, some description, and the field here would be employee ID. And the second field would be computer name. So that is what you see here, employee ID and computer name. So this way you can have a lot of fields, and when you click on new entry, it is going to ask you for that field data. And once you enter it, it is going to enter here as another record. You can take a printout of it for your reference. So this is about the data management plugin. Then I'm going to move to the finance modules plugin. So administration, finance, and fees. So we have two important plugins here. One is instant fees and another one is fee import. So I'm going to tell you about instant fees first. So this instant fee plugin is when you have some fees which is besides the normal fee in Fedena. For example, when you want to take some fees which is related to a trip, an institution trip or Teachers' Day collection or Christmas celebrations collection or a relief fund collection. So this is just an example that I'm giving. So what you have to do is you have to add a category, give it a name, like I have given here picnic, let's say. And when you open that, you have to create particular. So you need to say what is the name, like transport. What is the amount that is associated with that particular. So once you've done that, you can collect the fees from the student. So for that, you have to go to pre-fees. And actually, instant fee is not only meant for student, it can even be for an employee or some outsider. So let me do it for a student. So I need to write the first three letters of the name or the admission number, and I'll get this. So I need to select which is the category that is applicable, and it's going to show this. If there's some particular that is applicable only for this student that I just selected, I can even add that particular like this, and payment of fees can be done. So this is instant fee. This is the fee that is not scheduled. So after this, we are going to have the fee import plugin. So the fee import plugin is used when you have already created fee collection for a batch, and after creating the fee collection, you are admitting a student. For example, I'm going to select a batch here, and there is this student that I've added after creating this fee collection. So since I've added the student after creating the fee collection, you can see that it is not ticked. It is not showing this fee for this student which is belonging to this batch. So I need to assign it because the student has to pay the same fee that the other students are paying in this batch. So I can assign it like this. So this is very handy when the student is joining in the middle of the session or after you have scheduled the fee collection. And the third plugin in finance that we have is Tally Export. So I'm just briefly going to tell you about it. So Tally Export is syncing your Fedena with the Tally software, Tally financial software. So we do the general settings. So it is asking for the URL of the Tally. So this is where your Tally should be hosted. So this is the IP of that server along with the port number. And if you want to enable live sync means that whatever transactions you're going to do in Fedena, same will be recorded in Tally. If you want that, you can enable it from here. And live syncing means whenever you are doing a transaction, it will be recorded in Tally. So this is the general settings that you have to do. And the organizations, voucher types, accounts that you see here, 3 things that I just opened, they have to be exactly same as you have given in Tally. Then you have ledgers. So I'll just show you a ledger that I've created and how I have created it. To create a ledger, you'll have to fill in these details. So you have to tell what is the transaction type. Give it the same name as you are going to give it in Tally. And this company, voucher, and account, again, they have to be exactly same as you wish, as you have in Tally. So once you've done that, whenever you issue a salary to the employee, it'll already be recorded. It'll be automatically recorded in Tally. So this is about ledgers. And then we have, if you do not want live sync, because in settings we have set live sync, let's say you do not want that, you can even have manual sync, so for a duration. So you can schedule it for a particular duration. Other way is you can even have an Excel file. You can schedule and export for a particular ledger and you can feed it in Tally later on. And then if there is any failure in syncing with Tally server, it is going to show that details here. So this is about Tally. Now we are going to move to poll. So for poll, we have to go to collaboration and poll. So poll is used when you want to take opinion on a certain topic from a set of students or employees. So for that, you have to create a new poll like this. You have to give a title. For example, let's say annual class trip is a title. And you can give some options so the students can select or vote on those options. If you want the student to be able to write answer besides these answers, you can select this. And if you want this poll to be open, you can select this. You can select the batches applicable. You can select the departments applicable. So when any of the employee or the student amongst them will log in, they will be able to see this poll. So once you've done that, you'll be able to see this poll here when you click on it. So this is the view that will be appearing for the students and the employees who can see this poll, and they can vote for a particular option. And this is how it is going to look actually. So it is saying what are the number of votes, what are the percentages, and what are the opinion of the user. So this is about polling. Now let's go to placement. Let's see how placement can be scheduled in Fedena. So we have to go to academics and we have to go to placement. And you're going to see this. Now this will not be appearing for you because you're going to create a new placement first. So we have to announce a placement. So placement is like when some company is visiting your institution and you want to invite the students so that they can take interviews. So here you can give the name of the placement. You can give the date when the placement is going to happen, the company name, and the description can have actually the job description of that is offered by that company. So once you create the placement, it's going to appear in this list. And when you open it from here, you can actually invite students to this placement. So when you click on invite students, it is going to ask you what is the batch, what are the students that you want to select, and you can invite them. After you invite the students, let me log in as one of the students, and we can see how it looks for them. So they have to go to academics and they will get here placement. So all the placements that are applicable to them will be coming here. So this is the one that I just selected. And they can view the invitation, they can apply for the placement. Once they have applied, the admin has to approve the placement. So let me log in back as an admin. So he has to go to again academics, placement, and he can open that particular drive. He can see the registrations from here, and he can either approve or reject the registration. Let me approve it. Once I approve it, I can, on the day the placement is happening, I can mark the student attended or not attended. So if the student has attended the placement, this option will come which says approve placement. Approving of placement would mean that this student has been placed in that company. And the student can even check the status in his view. So this is about the placement module. Now we're going to move to the tasks module in Fedena. So let's go to collaboration and tasks. So tasks would mean that an admin can assign tasks to a set of students or employees. So let's see how to do that. So you have to click on new task, title of the task, what is the description. If the description is longer, we can even attach a file here. And who is that task, for whom that task is meant. So is it for the employees? We can select that. So if we select, they are going to appear on the right hand side. Is it also for the students? We can select that batch and select those students. And we can set the start and end date of that task. It will be appearing in their profile. So once we've done that, this is how it is going to look like in their profile. So when they log in, it'll show that, it'll show here task assigned to me in their login. So it'll be coming here. And when they click on it, they can post an update or they can attach a file. And if the admin feels that this update that they have posted is appropriate, he can mark the task as completed. So here you will see that this is the assigned task and it can be marked as completed. So once it is marked as completed, it will be visible to the users. So this is about the task management plugin in Fedena. Now we're going to move to the discussion plugin in Fedena. For that, we have to go to collaboration and discussion. So here, discussion is meant for a particular group, unlike blog, because blog is open to all. We do not select the users, we do not select the employees there. Whereas in discussion, while creating a group, we have to give a name of the group, like any group. We have to select who all users should be able to participate in that discussion. So we can either have employees or we can have students. Once we've created the group, it is going to appear here like this. So here, let me open one of the groups. So all the related members of the group can put posts in the discussion. So they can give a title. For example, someone has posted Spanish words, which is the title, and description can be added. Now, in each of the discussions, comments can also be posted by any of the users who are member of this group. So this is about the discussion. So all the members, all the related members will be able to comment and add posts to their group. So now we're going to see the Doc Manager plugin in Fedena. So that we have to go to Collaboration and Documents. So Doc Manager plugin is generally used to maintain a set of files or folders. So here you will see that you can create a document or a folder, or privileged docs or user specific docs. So let's see what is that. So you can create a document, which means that you can select the users, you can select the batch for whom the document is available, will be available. You can give it a name and you can share it. Then you can create a folder. So again, you can select batches or departments, give the folder the name, and you can even upload documents to that. So the folder will be shared. Then you can create privileged documents, which means you can give a folder name and you can select who all should be able to add documents to that folder. So you're giving add upload privilege to the users now. And the last one is user specific docs. So it means that you can create a folder. For example, I'll just show you the one that I've created, fee guidelines. And I can select a category. It means that this folder is applicable to all the students. What does this mean is that here in user docs, I can search a student, let's say user 1, which is a student, and you will see that this folder will appear, and all the fee guidelines applicable to this student, I can put it here. So if I select another student here, let's say user 2, it'll have empty for now because I don't have, I haven't put for this student. So you can add documents for this student. So it is based on each student. So you can have another folder, users privilege folder, user specific folder, which will be for employees. So all the shared docs will appear here. Privileged docs will appear here. So the privileges that you have given and for which employee. So this folder that I created, I had given privilege to this employee, so she was able to upload through her login. So the document that you have marked favorite and the recent documents will be appearing like this. So after this, we are going to see the Google Doc plugin of Fedena. So for that, we have to go to Collaboration and Google Docs. And here, this will work when your OAuth is correctly configured in your admin panel and it is enabled. So here, all these documents are actually synced with your Google Drive. And that Google Drive is what is your email that you give here. So as a logged in user, I will be having an email here, which is the personal mail ID. And that Google Drive is related to that. Any change I do there will be reflected in Fedena. Any change that I do here will be reflected in Google Docs. So this is just a drive, a replica of Google Drive that you have in Fedena. So after this, we are going to see the email alert plugin of Fedena. So I have to go to Collaboration and Email. And here, we have to first do settings. And this screen is showing you for what all events email will be sent. Now this is email sending from the admin ID, to the personal IDs of the students. Again, for this, the email settings should be configured in the admin panel of Fedena. For example, for fee submission, whenever fee is submitted, the email will go to the student as well as the parent of that student. So this is what this means. Then we can manually send email to employees, to students, or to their parents. For example, here we can select the students, and only those students will be appearing who have email filled in their profile. So that is why it is only showing one student here. I can give the subject, message, and send it. Now when the email goes to the student, he's going to get a link in his mail, which will be an option to unsubscribe. If the student clicks on that, the admin will be able to see the unsubscription list here. And this unsubscription is only applicable to the students. It is not for the employees or the parents. Then we have the data export plugin. So you have to go to data and reports and data export. So this data export plugin is used when you want to take a backup of Fedena data in the form of a CSV or an Excel file. So I'll just show you here. And you can take a backup only once in 30 days. That is why it is showing me only 2 options. Otherwise, all these options, all these models will be appearing there. So it will be downloading all the attendance or the course or the employee details in the form of Excel sheet. So this is like taking backup. Then we have the custom report plugin. So for that we have to go to data and reports again. And we have custom report. And here I'll just show you what this means. So here you can create a report, for example, all the male students who are having blood group as AB positive. So this is the criteria that you can use. For example, let's say we want all the female students and since I've selected gender here, so this is an input criteria, I have to give that criteria here. So it has to be equal to F for female students. Similarly, if you select, let's say, blood group, so it is going to give you an option. So let's say it is AB positive. So we are creating criteria based on the personal details of the students because I selected student report. Similarly, we can do it for employee also. So when we do this, I've already done, I'll just show you, female staff. So it is going to show you this report. So I wanted only female staff and I've selected columns as employee number, department and vehicle. So it is giving me that list. And whenever you make a change in Fedena, it is going to dynamically add that row here if it fulfills the criteria. And similarly, you can have it for students or employees as well. So you can set the criteria. So if you want all the employees who are single, you can give S here and you can select the columns from here. You can even order the columns here. For example, like this. So I can order the columns, what I want first, and what I want after that. So this is the custom report. Then I'm going to move to the custom import plugin of Fedena. So we have to go to data and reports and custom import. So here, custom import is used when you want to feed bulk data in Fedena. So in the form of a CSV or an Excel file. It means that you can have all these data in Fedena using Excel file. So I can admit employees, I can admit student, guardians, attendance record of the students, and so on. So when you give it a name here and when you select, let's say, employee admission, and what all do you want to have as columns in employee admission, you can select. You can even select the privileges. So all the fields that you actually see in employee admission form, when you do it through Fedena manually, those will be coming here, and you need to fill that Excel sheet. When you do that, it is going to show here like this, employee admission. You can export that CSV. When you export it, it is going to get downloaded. And when you open it, you're going to see some columns. And you have to fill the rows there. And after you fill the rows, you have to click on this import data. And you have to upload that file in Fedena. Now, after you upload, you can see the status of the upload like this. So it is going to say you whether it is success or failure by going to the imports here. So you have to go to imports. If there will be any errors, it is going to show you like this. And you have to click on import log details to view the errors. And you can correct it for each row it is showing. So it means for each row in Excel sheet, it is saying there's a problem. And it is telling you what is the problem. You can correct that and feed the file again. Then you can use bulk edit option here in case you want to edit some columns that are not the primary columns. So if you've already imported a file but you've missed some column data, you can use bulk edit. So this way you can have it for other models as well. So after this, I'm going to tell you about the applicant registration plugin. So that can be viewed from academics, applicant registration. So applicant registration is used when you want to open a course so that the students can themselves apply for it. So I'll just show you how to open a course. You have to go to Manage Courses and Add Course. And here you have to select the course that you want to open. So let's say Kindergarten 1. What is criteria for that student to be able to get into Kindergarten 1? So this is the minimum score in their previous course. So I'm setting it to be 34. And is it a subject-based registration? If you select subject-based registration, you can have subject-based amount fee collection. And this is not same as the finance fee, that is a separate fee. This is only a sort of registration fee that the student has to pay, or application fee. So if I make it active here, this course will be open based on the number of electives. So let me say this course is going to have some electives. So let me say the student in the admission form should be able to select 1 minimum elective and 3 maximum elective. Is active would mean, is this course open? So let's say yes. And is PIN system enabled would mean that you want to limit the number of seats to this course. So we will see what this means. Then we have enable approval system. So do you want the admission to be approved, the application to be approved by the admin? So we can select actor. And if you want additional details, so these are the additional details that I've added in settings in Fedena for the student. If you want them to appear in the form, so they will be appearing. And transfer attachments while allotting would mean that the student, when he sees the admission form, he will be able to upload documents. So it may be, let's say, the passport or the address proof, like that. So you can tick it here. So once you create it, it is going to appear here in the list of courses. And if you have enabled the pin system for the course, you have to go to Manage Pins and create a pin so that you can give it to the student, because using the pin only, the student will be able to open the application form. So what do I mean here is, you have to give to the student this link, which is the name of your school. So the school URL /register. So this is automatically enabled when you create a course using applicant registration. So when you do this, the screen is going to appear, and here the courses that you made open will be appearing. So let's say grade 4. And pin number. So you can see it is asking for authentication. So that is what we have to create. So let me go to academics. So we have to go to Manage Pins, and you have to click on, I'll show you how to create pins, Edit. Create. So when you click on Create, you will be selecting valid from and valid till. You can give some meaningful name, and is the pin active? And it is also going to ask you one more field will be here, number of pins. So I have already given 2 here, so it is not showing. And courses, for which course is this pin applicable? So once you do that, it is going to generate some numbers. You can see like this here. And I can use the pins. Let me use the pins that I've created here. So I can use this pin. So this pin has to be given to the student by the admin so that the student can enter it here. And once he enters it, he will be able to see the admission form. So this is actually now done by the student and not the admin. So student is applying for that course grade 4. So let me give some name, first name, last name. Now this is elective based collection, so subject based collection is enabled. So as and when I select the amount, a subject, the amount associated with that subject will be getting added. So this 100 that you see here, this is the amount that I've already set for normal subject. So 100 is minimum amount that the student has to pay. And if he is choosing any elective, he will have to pay some extra amount based on each elective. So rest of the details can also be filled up. And attachments, so the passport, ID, or any attachment related to the educational details of the student can also be put up. And when he clicks on Save and Proceed, he'll get this option to either print the application or pay the fees. So pay fee will take him again to that PayPal if online payment is enabled. So let me go back as an admin. And here, manage courses. So here I can view the applicants, and you can see that applicant is appearing with the status as pending. So when I click on name, it is going to show this profile. And the admin can mark the student as academically cleared. The second option it is going to ask for is whether the applicant has paid the fees or not. So here, this is about the applicant registration fee. So let's say the student has paid the fees, and then the admin can admit this applicant to a batch. So A batch or B batch, that can be selected. So this is about applicant registration, and now I can even find the student in Fedena because the registration is approved. So I can see that the registration is here. This is the student that I just admitted. So this is about applicant registration. Now we're going to see the hostel plugin of Fedena. So I have to go to administration, hostel. So here, first we have to create the hostel names. So we have to go to add hostel, give the name, whether it is for ladies or gents, and any other related information. After we have done that, we have to add rooms to that hostel. We can also add, wardens for that hostel. So we have to go to manage warden, and we can add more than one warden. We can click on add warden. It is going to ask you to select the department, and the name of the warden will appear. So this is about adding hostel. Now, as I told you, we can add rooms. We have to go to rooms, select the hostel, and add a room. So here, I can give a room number, let's say Q1, and students per room, let's say 2. And this is the rent applicable for each student. So each student in this room has to pay 2,000, and number of such rooms, let's say 5. So it is going to create Q1 to Q5 rooms in hostel H1. So that is how I have created these rooms, H1 to like this. And after creating rooms, we have to do the allocation of the rooms to the student. So it has to be done student-wise. So let me do it for one of the students. Let me select a hostel. The hostel is appearing based on the gender of the student. I can allocate the room that is available. So room is allocated. Now for this student, she has to pay the fee. So I have to schedule the fee collection. This is same as normal fee collection that we do. So let me create. So we can create it like this. We can select the batch here to which that student belongs. So after creating, we can collect this fee from the student. So it can be done in two ways, either hostel fee pay or pay student hostel fee. So let's see one of the ways where we have to select the batch first, then select the fee collection that is applicable to that batch. We can pay from here. So this is one of the way. Another way is for each student, for pay student hostel fee. So I have to find the student, and if any fee collection is applicable to that student, it will appear here. And I can select and I can pay. So this is about the hostel fee payment. Hostel fee defaulters would show who all have not paid the hostel fee for a particular collection, and it can even be paid from here. Then we can see the report. So this is the report of the hostels actually. So what is the name of the hostel? Total rooms that are available. I can click on it. I can see each room details like this. So after this, we are going to see the inventory module of Fedena. So we're going to go to administration and inventory. So let's see what is inventory. Inventory is when you want to manage some items, some stores. For example, you want to manage the stationery of the institution, so you can use inventory module. So again, like any other module, we have to do some settings. So we need to create a template, like we need to create a store category. So store category would mean whether the items, whether the store is having consumable items or classroom related items. So we're just creating a template here. We are going to use it later on. Then type of the store. So you can give the type of the store. Then we have the actual store. Actual store is like, let's say you have a pantry in your institution. So you can select the store type that we just created, and you have to select the store category. That is why we created them first. So this is the name, and this is the prefix, invoice prefix, which is going to be helpful when we sell items in this store. So it'll be like PAN 001, PAN 002. So that'll be appearing on the receipt that we're going to issue to the employee who's going to buy items from this pantry. So this is about stores. Then you can create item categories. So for example, you can give the name, you can give a code. So what all item categories you have. And then you can store the items. So this is important. So it's like, I'll just show you one that I have. So I have classroom inventory, and I have chalks, and I have dusters. So these are the items that I've created in this store. In pantry that I just showed you, I have these many items. So to create an item the way it is appearing here, you have to click on New. I'll just show you the one that I've created. So let's say it is lace. So here you have to give the name of the item, some code. What is the quantity that is available in the store? So that is the initial quantity. What is the unit price? If there is any tax that is applicable. Batch number is only for reference. And is this item sellable? It means that can this pantry store sell this item to the employees or the students? So if it is sellable, you can tick here, and then you have to select the category of the item. So once you've done that, that item is going to appear like this. So similarly, I've done for this classroom inventory store that I've created. I have chalks and dusters with some quantities. So now then we have to add suppliers, because these store items, when I want to add more store items, I will have to contact some suppliers. So you just have to add the type of the supplier here. You just have to give a name and a code. After you've added the type, you have to add the actual supplier. So when you add the supplier here, you are going to select the supplier type. That is why we added supplier type first. It means that this is the supplier who supplies this, and this is the contact number. So this is also for record keeping of the suppliers for your institution. Then we have indents. Now indents is used by the employees. So the first 7 links that I just showed you, these configuration will be done by admin in Fedena. And raising of indents, if the privilege is given to the employee, he will be able to raise indents. So it is like I want chalks or I want dusters in the class. So I want to raise an indent for it. So when you raise an indent, you are not going to pay for it. You are just asking for chalks and dusters from one of the stores in your institution. So you have to click on New here, and indent number will automatically appear. And you will say from where do we want it. So you can select here. You can give some description. You can select the item. So you want chalks, and how many chalks do you want? Let's say 100. Available are 900. So once you do that, you can save it. And indent will be raised by the employee, and the manager of the employee is going to approve the indent by checking the indent request. So in this case, since I'm the admin, I'm getting this option to accept. But otherwise, the admin, the manager of the employee will be able to accept it. So I can click on accept here. So this is what I'll get. So I can either issue it or reject it. And let's say I issue it to the employee. So once it is issued, let us see the quantity now. So you can see the quantity will decrease because it is issued. So it's an assumption that we've given 100 chalks to that employee. So this is about indents. Now, as an admin, you are going to maintain some quantity in the classroom inventory, let's say. So let's say you want to make it back to 900. So that is when you raise and purchase order with the supplier. So you have to select the store where you want to add the quantity, from which supplier do you want it, and when do you want it, and what is the item that you want. So we want 100 quantity of chalks that we have given to one employee, and we want to maintain the quantity as 900, so I want 100 again. So I can save it here. Again, this is a purchase order. Someone is going to raise a purchase order, generally the admin, and the manager of that employee is going to issue the purchase order. So again, you'll get this option here, issue, and it can be saved. Issuing would mean that the purchase order is approved, but not yet received. So when you want to receive it, let's say it has come to the institution the supplier has supplied. So you can click on GRN, which is goods receipts number, and you can create a new GRN for that purchase order, acknowledging that the purchase order was received successfully. So let me save it. So now it is created successfully, and when you go back to the store items and see the store item, it will be 900 available. So this is the full mechanism of when the employee raises indent and the admin raises purchase order. And when the goods are received, we create a receipt note. Then we have billing. So billing is for the sellable items in the store. So we had, let me show you one billing for one item. So here you select only the store will appear which has sellable items. And it can be issued to an employee or a user or even a parent, or a student or a parent. So let me select, let's say we have user 7, which is a student. And we can give some information here. And you can see this invoice prefix is appearing because I had created it while giving the store name. I can select the item. So let's say I want to sell lace. Lace is what this student wants from the pantry. If I select is paid, so I will not be able to edit this invoice now. If you want to take tax, you can take tax. Some additional charges you can put here. Any discounts you can put here. So this all will be appearing in the invoice, and you can actually take a printout of it. So from here. So this is how invoices are created for the sellable items. Then we have reports. So we have reports, general reports, so based on indents, a purchase order, or GRN. So we can select it and we can get the report. What is the status and who has issued it, who has approved it. And then we have sales report. So this is item-wise, day-wise, or invoice. So let me show you one of the reports. So here I can select the store, I can select the item category, and who all have paid, who all have unpaid for this type of item category. So these are the reports that can be explored more. So this is about the inventory plugin of Fedena. Now I'm going to tell you about the library. So for library, we have to go to academics and library. So we have to add books to library first. So I've already added some books. So it is appearing here. To add books, you have to click on Add Books. Now there are two ways in which you can add books. Either by the barcode. So if you have a hardware device which is integrated with Fedena, when you click here and when you use that hardware device, this barcode will appear automatically. Otherwise, you can enter it by general mode, which is book number. You can give a title, you can give author, you can select the tags or create your own tags, and how many copies do you want can be selected from here. So I will show you for one book that I've created. So this is the book. I gave book number as B1 and I selected 5 copies. So that is why it is B1 to B5. And it will also show you the status of the book, whether it is available. You can filter it as well from here. Available, borrowed, and so on. It is also showing you the total number of books. Then we can search a book. So let me search a book. Let's say it is, I know the number, I can search it by barcode, book number, title, tag, or author. So let me search it by book number. So let's say the book number is P8. I can search it. Click on it. I can either reserve this book for some user who has requested me, or I can issue this book to some user. So for issuing book, let me select some user. Sorry. So it will show what are the number of books that he's already taken. It's 0 as of now. I can set the due date and I can set the issue date here. So I can issue this book. Then I can even renew the book issued. So for that you have this book renewal. So this is reissuing the book. So here let me search by book number. I can click on it. Renewing the book would mean you can change the due date of the book. So you can see it is editable. So that can be done by the librarian. Then I can return the book. So if I know the book number, select the book and click on return. So it will be returned. It will again become available in Manage Books. Issue book is same. So you can search it and issue it. Then you can manage barcodes. So if while entering the book you did not enter the barcode, you can enter here. The usefulness of this is you can actually search, because barcode is one of the options that you get while searching. So you can search using barcode. So this is about managing barcodes. Then you can do a setting for a particular batch and for a particular category of student. For example, I've set here that for this course, who all students are staff children. They can issue 2 books in a period of 30 days. So such categories can be created based on student categories. Then we have movement log. So it can be for a particular date. So you can see the details here. What all have happened, who has returned, who has issued will be coming here. Then you have manage book additional detail. This is actually similar to what we have for student. So if you do this and you add a book, it is also going to ask you about age group and ISBN, and they will be visible when you open the book. So some extra information if you want to attach while adding the book, that is additional details. So when you add a book, actually, you will get the first form that I showed you earlier. And when you save it, the next form will be asking you for age group and ISBN. So that is the additional details. So after this we have library fines. Now fine will be appearing when you return a book for a student who has exceeded the due date. So that is when the fine option will appear here itself while returning, that enter the fine amount for the student, and it can be entered, and when you enter it you can see the, let's say for a duration, we can see here. So what is the fine collected and from which student? And then we have managing tags. So this is simple. You can edit the tags by clicking on it. You can delete them as well. So this is about the library module. Now we are going to see the online exam. So online exam, we have to go to academics and we have to go to academics and examination, and here we will see this link, online exam. So here first we have to create an online exam. So I'm going to create it like, let's give it a name. Let's say it is pre-test, and let's say it is subject specific. It can be general as well. So for subject specific you need to select the batch. Let's say it is G1A 2014, and you have to select the subject. So let's say it is Italian. And we can select the start date. Let's say it is today, and end date also as today. And we can select the maximum time. So this is the duration. And when will the student be called passed in this subject? So that percentage. And then we can select whether the exam is only objective or hybrid. Hybrid would mean that the exam will have both objective and descriptive questions. Now when it is only objective, Fedena is going to evaluate the objective questions because we are also going to give answers to Fedena for the objective questions. But in case of hybrid, we need to assign evaluators because manually the answers has to be checked for descriptive questions. So let me assign this employee as one of the evaluators. We can have more than one here. So when we do this, let me create it. So you can see the screen will appear. So this is asking you for the question. So let's have some question. And what are the marks for that question? And what is the subject? So it will be appearing as here. And is this objective question? If it is objective, it is going to ask you for options. We can say one of the options as answers so that Fedena can evaluate. And in the same way, I show you how to create descriptive question. So here you need to select the question format as descriptive, so options will not be appearing. You can just create it. Now when you go one step back, you will be able to see the question paper. So this is the question paper that we've created, and we can publish it. Once it is published, the student, let me just check the ID of that student. So the student will be able to write the exam. So let's go to this profile. So here we have to go to academics, online exam. The exam will be appearing for the student. So you can start the exam, and this is the window that is going to appear. So this is the window that is going to appear. Okay, so I can mark some answers here, and I can write the description answer as well. And when I click on finish, it is not going to show me the score as of now, because there is descriptive question which has to be evaluated by the evaluator. So let me go back to finish. So this is, the student has now written the exam. So now let's log in as an evaluator here. And let's see how the evaluator can evaluate. So he has to go to Academics, Examination, and Evaluate Online Exams. And he has to click on Evaluate, select the batch, and click on Evaluate for the student. And he can read the answer and based on that give the marks. And once he has done this, he can publish the result so that the student can see the proper marks in her profile. So now if I log in as student, I will be able to see the marks that I've obtained in that online exam. So view results, and you can see that Italian, this is the result, and I can even view the answer sheet. So this is about online payment, this is about online exam. And after this, the last plugin that we are going to do now is transport. So we have to go to administration. So let me log in as an admin. So we have to go to administration, and here we'll see transport. So this is used when you have cabs or when you have vehicles, and you are giving that facility to the students to commute, or not only to the students but also to the employees. So you have to set routes first. So you have to click on set routes. And for the first time, I'll just show you how to add a route. So let's say there's some destination which is, let's call it destination 1. Let me call it destination 2 because I've already created destination 1. So let's say there is this destination called destination 2, and the charge that you take up from your institution to that destination 2 is 90. So this is the final destination that you have here. Now once you have, for the first time, you're always going to enter the final one. So do not select anything in main route. Just let it be like this and just save it. So you have this destination 2 here. Now you will have points between your institution to destination 2. So for that you have to create again add route. Let's say that point is point 1. And let's say the cost is, let's say it is 20 for the first point. And now what is the last route? It is destination 2. It means point 1 falls between your institution to destination 2. So in this way you have to add up all the points and add up the fares, the cost, ticket cost. So this is what is to be done in set routes. Then you have to add vehicles. So adding of vehicle is like you have to enter the vehicle number. What is the route that vehicle is going to take? So destination 2 would mean this is going to cover your institution, point 1, and destination 2. What are the number of seats are available, and is that vehicle running? Active would mean is that vehicle running. So after adding the vehicle, you have to assign transport to a student. So let me assign it to the student. So I have to click on assign. It can also be assigned to employee. So that employee option was also coming there. So I can select what route does this student would take. So let's say it is destination 2. And where is she going to get down? Whether on the last point or point 1. So let's say it's point 1. So fare will automatically appear. If you want to modify it here, you can. You can select the vehicle. So in case I would have added a vehicle which is going to follow this route, it will be appearing here and I can save it. So this is about assignment of students to the transport or even for the employees. Then we have to take fees, the transport fee, similar to what we did for hostel. So we have to manage fee collection, we have to create the fee collection. So this is similar to what we have to do. We have to give a fee name, we have to select the batch, or we have to, should it include the employees as well? So we have to tick that. Start date and end date and due date would be coming here. So once you've created fee collection, you can pay the fees for the students who are using the transport. So if there's the student who is using, only the students who are using would be appearing here. So let's say this is the student, and the fee collection rate that is applicable would be appearing, and I can pay the fees. This is already paid for the student, so it is appearing like this. Then we can have the list of students who have not paid the fees. So we can select the batch. And we can select the fee collection, if any, that is applicable. So it is similar to what you see for hostel. So this is about defaulters. And then we can even see the report. So what is the vehicle? What is the route that it is taking, which is the end point? How many seats are there? How many other available seats? So this is all about the add-on modules in Fedena. Thanks a lot for listening.